That run's really cool too because there are characters in that game that you can't romance unless you're like a certain gender because you know some characters are straight, some are not. So they do a glitch.
Hey, it's just like real life.
Yeah, no, they do it. Well, in real life, do they change their gender mid-run via a glitch just to be able to fuck all the rest?
They kind of question mark.
Well, I was gonna say gender fluid.
Yeah.
Like,
we were literally talking about pronoun counterpicking in a call earlier, right before this.
Alrighty, Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge might be the most bland, boring game of all time. Even though nobody asked, we delivered. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. My name is Nestani.
I am Jaxler.
I'm DECosmic.
And I'm Coley.
And today we have a very special, well, we have a guest on the podcast. And this guest we have a very special guest on the podcast. We got GDQ's own staff member, Limy. Welcome to the podcast, Limy.
I barely count, man, but hello, yeah, I'm Schlumgert.
Hey, you got the badge, right? You got the badge.
You got the badge.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the badge. You know what? That's good enough for me.
I mean, give yourself some credit. You do a lot of cool stuff with GDQ.
I don't know what you do at GDQ, so.
Yeah, what
They did do one of my tech checks. I'll tell you that.
Hey, there you go.
I'm mostly like involved in like hotfix and whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I do hotfix stuff. I like have events on hotfix. For this GDQ coming up in person, I'm helping with like some table stuff. But other than that, like I don't do that much. But I mean, it's enough that like I'm busy all the time, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, fair enough. Well, today, as we've well, also just fun fact for everyone. Today we're recording on a very special day.
Oh, great!
And that day is Erection Day because if you don't know,
Day.
we're in the middle.
You had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie.
We're in the middle of nonstop November, and it's Erection Day today. And just to let everyone know, I'm going to be attempting the Asmongold challenge during this podcast.
The blood thing or like the
I was gonna say, the drinking so many Red Bulls that you have to wipe the blood on your wall and then blame women for it, probably.
There were 3 different directions I could have gone, and they all went worse than expected.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Incredible.
We're literally 0 for 3.
Well, the Asmongold challenge, for those that don't know, is where you try to come on stream without the stream noticing.
He does that?
Yes. That's his fucking challenge. It's the Asmongold challenge. That's what niggas call it, bro.
I get surprised every time I find out something new about Asmongold. Like literally every time.
Why is he famous? Why do people like him? What does he keep doing this for?
Here, I'll sum it up in a meme. He's just like me for real. That's why he's popular.
Basically.
He's just like me for
Asexual
real.
or like what?
No, I'm saying I'm
Expand.
going into the mind.
Jax, what do you
Expand.
He's talking from the perspective of all the losers that watch Asmongold.
Exactly. Thank you for stepping in.
Okay.
So
Losers
people
look at him and are like, that's me. That's my icon. That's just like me.
They're like that's my goat. Like imagine if you watched somebody that wasn't good at anything and you realized you weren't good at anything and you were like, damn, that's my goat.
Like, I have so many channel points and jokes for one stream.
I don't think it's Nestani beat.
True.
But
listen, I'm a fan. I'm not that big of a fan. Okay,
that's fair.
I'll back
I
off.
understand. I mean, when I put
Nestani
on SpongeBob,
is
people just tune the fuck out. I understand it happens.
Or tune the fuck in. True.
Oh my god, you're sounding like Sindark now. Jesus. He is starting doing that to me
in
too.
parentheses, fly.
I just think it's funny to bring a pumpkin Jaxler. But yeah, we have the GDQ games list. The games list drop. We were talking about it last week. But 3 of the 5 people got into GDQ in this call. Can you guess who?
Yeah,
go ahead, audio listeners.
Almost like the 3 of us that submitted.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 3 of us that submitted.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, but we did not get in what you might have expected.
Yeah,
no, absolutely.
Jax did not get in Frog Monster. Who would have thought?
I did it. That is crazy. Whoa. But yeah. So, in terms of what we got in, I got in Rabbids Go Home. So I'm doing that as a race with friend of the podcast, friend of the people, Vane.
Let's go, Vane.
Is Vane a friend of the podcast, or
yeah? Let's go.
Is this
Vane's on my podcast, man? Okay.
Is this Vane's first GDQ
Yes,
run?
it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's
this
awesome.
Is Vane's
That's
first
sick.
GDQ run.
Hell yes.
And then there's another run that got in that I'll be involved with, but that's not like I'm not in the runner seat for that. But I'll bring that up later. And then Cosmic got in an interesting one.
Yeah, so
dive.
I wish, but so I remember scrolling through and first I typed in Devil and there's nothing for Devil May Cry there, and I went, okay, Otogi 2 didn't get in either because I typed in Otogi, and I'm like, okay, so I probably didn't get in. So I start scrolling and I see Van Helsing. And it's like, so let me put this into perspective, right? Like I had 4 submissions. I had Devil May Cry 5, Otogi 2, Vanquish, and then Van Helsing. And Van Helsing is a PS2 hack and slash movie tie-in from the movie with Hugh Jackman. Okay. And I threw it on there because I was like, you know what? It's a short, decent run. Like I'll do that shit if they take it. And then they took it. And I was like, oh.
No,
I have to do the run because
DMC5 was on backup last time, so I was like, clearly that gets into the main schedule this time around. No, and then nope, and so yeah, I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm playing Van Helsing. I guess I'm gonna get up there with a cool hat and play this this PS2 hack and slash game.
No, but for the next GDQ, right? You and me, we're gonna have a block where it's just gonna be Hi-Fi Rush and DMC5, and it's going to be the best GDQ ever.
That'd be tight. I'm down for that. Yeah, that would go so hard. So, do you actually run unrestricted in that game? Is anybody like running new game unrestricted in that game? Or
so right now, the current patch of the game like sucks for speedrunning. They like patched out all of the stuff that was like hard and cool, but the run is still cool.
I love patches.
But you have to down patch now.
Speed games.
So. That's awesome.
Patches are so cool.
Nestani's like, I want a patch for my game.
Yeah,
I tell
imagine
you,
getting your game patched.
Yeah,
it's been a year and a half.
Well,
anyway.
I was gonna say, Limey, this is why I run games that are about as old as Cole, is because they don't get patched. So like nobody's coming to my house to pry that fucking Van Helsing disc out of my hands. That's just not happening.
I run like Monkey Ball 2, and that game hasn't gotten patched.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I did see that on your speedrun profile.
The other nice thing is if you run games from that era that no one's heard of, you're the only one submitting it, so you have a better shot of getting in.
Facts.
And that's why Jax gets in every single marathon.
Well,
I'm
damn.
so sorry. You set yourself up, bro. What you want from me?
I did, but
Damn.
also I
Teed up and then he swung.
you know, and not that I work my ass off. Okay.
Speaking of your ass, you can't bend over
that's why
your
you
big
gotta do
juicy
DX,
ass and
right?
expect me not to slap it. Like, what you want? Like, I don't know.
I did
Got
not
real
consent.
sexual quick.
Yeah.
Well, it's erection day.
It is erection day. That's true.
Anyway, Limey, what
Anyway,
did you get?
I was gonna say, so Limey, what did you get in? Yeah.
Get into GDQ.
I got in this graffiti platformer called AGDQ / Rakugaki. That's the entire name. I actually have dev commentary, and like an hour ago, he DM'd me like his confirmation that he registered GDQ, so he's actually like going. So I can actually get dev commentary. Yeah. So I'm like 2 for 2 on in-person dev commentary for
sick.
2 for 3 on my in-person dev commentary for my runs.
Is that game called RKGK? Because that's what artists like from Japan use to tag sketches. Okay, yeah, that's what I kind of thought. That's a really neat little like culture reference there. That's pretty dope. I immediately thought that when I saw the name of it. Yeah, I mean, there's like 3 graffiti platformers now out in the world, and I think this is the only one that hasn't been shown, so I'm excited to see what it's got to offer.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the indie ones, it's like low-key the best one. I don't think they're ever gonna accept like Hover, respectfully. But
Damn.
So you think it's better than like Bomb Rush Cyberpunk? Or
I don't think they're ever gonna accept a Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Never ever. It's never gonna get in GDQ.
Not
Wait,
again.
Really? Wait, I thought it was in already. Didn't it get in?
It was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in. Yeah. I think it was in once.
repeat,
I think
maybe
it gets in a couple of times, but I think the thing that actually like gets in is like all graffiti or like
Oh yeah, that makes
like
sense.
100% or something, because that's like that run's actually really good. Yeah, has so much
dope.
sauce.
Was this the run that you
Unity physics?
Was this the run that you expected to get in? Because like Jaxler and I didn't expect to get in the games that we got in. I don't know exactly what you submitted, so if you want to go over that too.
Actually, I'm gonna look at my submissions, because I genuinely don't remember.
I mean, while you
Fair
look at
enough.
that, I just to give you an idea, like why I was so shocked that Rabbids got in is I submitted
Pumpkin
Frog
Jaxler.
Monster.
Sorry.
I submitted Pumpkin Jack. I submitted Vex. And then there was also a submission that Limy and I worked on for
the Quake
four-player.
one. Yeah, I do remember that.
Co-op
Oh yeah, the
for
Quake one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I think out of your games, outside of Pumpkin Jack, Rabbids was your best submission this time.
You really think so?
Yeah.
I think
I think
I
Vex
would-
is just too long, like, respectfully.
Yeah.
I submitted Troll Tag as well.
Oh, you
That's the
submitted
other
Troll
thing.
Tag? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
I
starting
think,
to submit Troll Tag now.
yeah, I think the more you submit Troll Tag, maybe the more you show it off. I think that has a chance to get in. Otherwise, I don't really think Vex has much of a chance to get in. Unless,
It's
like,
maybe like a one-time.
yeah. But the thing is, like, the runs, like, you would need, like, easily an hour and a half estimate. Like, easily.
Yeah, it's an hour 40. Is
Yeah.
what I put it at.
Yeah, so.
I think too, the other thing with this event is that there are some runs that, or there's a few runs that are really, really long. So Shenmue and then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And my theory anyway, and Limy, you don't have to confirm or deny this if you know
Ryan, in
anything,
theory.
I might.
is that like probably because there's these games with these huge blocks that maybe they wanted to take some shorter runs this time around to kind of just make sure that there's more games in rather than taking a bunch of these longer games like in the hour and a half to hour 20 range along with like the 6-hour run of FF7 Rebirth and then like 3.5 hours of Shenmue.
That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
And we can get into this more when we start talking about individual picks. Is that I feel like this was a lot more creative of a games list. And
This is a very strong list.
Yeah, it was
It's a
strong.
very strong list, but also it's like a lot. I don't want to say progressive because that just doesn't.
It's experimental. And
Yeah, for sure.
I think that is great, honestly. I look down this list and I just go,
Like they
damn.
didn't. Well, first of
Like,
all, something I want to
shit.
say is they did not take all that much Mario. So I'm just like,
Yeah, it's like such a reasonable amount of Mario. It's less Zelda than we're used to seeing, which is like really good.
True.
because you used to have
Even
24
though it's kind
hours
of
of
a lot.
Zelda in a single GDQ. Like,
Yeah.
that used to happen.
Ew.
And it was expected.
Why?
Yeah, and now it's like there's like 4 Zelda runs and then the 2 on backup, and like that's it.
There is. Oh yeah, that's all right. There is also a 3-hour Tears of the Kingdom run going on. So
Yeah,
There's
but that's
that
also a new
too.
runner. So it's like,
well, it's both Gymnast and
oh, is it a race?
and Cloud. Yeah, it is a race.
I
I
didn't
think.
realize it
Oh,
was-
never mind. No, Gymnast is the
I thought there was one
backup.
on backup.
Yeah, Gymnast is the backup. Yep, I apologize. I misspoke.
They also finally
So,
took
how dare you
Fan of
misspeak.
Hourglass.
Yeah, Phantom Hourglass on backup is huge.
Is insane.
It is.
That's
pretty
like the one mainline Zelda game with a good run that has not been shown off at a GDQ. And they've been shafted year after year after year.
Yep.
And it's at least on backup, so that's cool.
Oh, that's right.
something.
And then
They
and
acknowledge
then,
its existence.
and then OOT's no logic randomizer is like 3 hours and 40 minutes with ZFG.
Yeah, but you take that because it's ZFG. So it's like
It's true. Yeah.
It's ZFG playing a no logic rando. That's just insanity.
Yeah, this is just like me stacking up these are longer runs, so they're probably breaking up some of that with like trying to get more games in while
Vex,
also taking the
an hour and
longer
a half of
runs
Vex.
too.
That's what they're gonna
I
break
don't
it up.
know how true that is, but I know that like at least like y'all been saying it's been like really experimental, and I've heard from other people that like a lot of the like new committee members like the direction where they're going because it's just like new stuff as opposed to just wow, this
Run
game
it
was
back.
in 2020 and 2021 and also 2023 and it's going to get in 2025, so it's like, well, right, that's really boring to watch.
Elden Ring notwithstanding, but Elden Ring also
At least
just
the Elden Ring
brings
games
in,
are really good though.
yeah, it's always a different run. It's usually a different runner, completely new category, and the game's usually turned on its head again by the time another
That
year
game's just
rolls
cool
around.
to watch, honestly. That was like
Yeah.
one of the
I know
few
some
There
people
is a
are
lot
doing
of
it,
that
but
actually
I'm
watched.
personally, I don't even like Elden Ring very much, but I think
Oh,
like
me
the
either.
two this time are just cool because like Elden Ring bingo, I'll say it like fucking let's go bingo. Like
go
Elden Ring
bingo.
bingo is
Bingo?
like a good bingo, and the
Bingoy?
season's going on, so it's like kind of like it's kind of a gimme. I'm gonna be so for real, and then the like hit list sack showcase is really
Oh,
good,
yeah.
and them I don't know if it's like listed anywhere, but like they took that as a bonus for the bingo. So it's technically just like one run. It's like a 2-hour block of
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, and it's like it's so reasonable. It's so much better than like what they were doing before.
Yeah. Something I also want to bring up as well is that for the people at home, this is just the games list, so we don't actually have what, at least publicly,
The
what the
schedule,
schedule is.
Hi, people at home.
But what we do, hello, audio listeners. But
Hello,
What a
audio
break from
listeners.
the
I can't participate today, unfortunately.
I was going to say,
Audio
Jax
listeners,
can't learn.
crash your car. I know you're going to work. Crash your car right now.
I'll hold up a peace sign to the audio listener so it doesn't activate my camera's auto tracking.
Don't continue your
But-
commute.
Something we've been doing recently with the commute.
Now.
Get on the meeting. Get on the meeting. Get on the meeting.
Get on the when to meet right now. But something that they've been doing, they started the last event and they're doing this event as well, was they announced what the opening and closing runs are for the upcoming GDQ before like they show like the full schedule. And so
I think that's cool. Just in a vacuum.
the
Yeah, that's
opener,
dope.
which is really dope. Like it was also like a really big deal, especially last GDQ, because it was Yoshi's Story from Dan Salvato, which was like, that was a big moment. So it kind of made sense to do that. But I like that they're continuing it. I guess just there as a starting point, curious to hear your all's reactions on it. But the opener that they picked is Pikmin All Parts. Now, Pikmin historically, I feel like, even as a Nintendo franchise, has kind of gotten shafted at like GDQ events. Like Pikmin 2's only ever been once. Pikmin 4's only ever been in once. Pikmin 3's only ever been in once or twice. So it's like
They got the
it's been a
same batting
really-
average as Scooby-Doo games.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like,
Ouch.
but it's like
Jesus.
it's been forever since we've seen Pikmin 1, and given it's on like the new Switch port that they did, so I don't know how that necessarily makes it different, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
might
it's
just be
really
speaking-
similar.
Yeah. Speaking for myself, I think Pikmin 1 is one of my favorite runs in the series, and I just think it's a really good, tight watch. Because it's like the mini RTS, and you got that kind of stuff going on, but there's out of bounds shit, there's clipping Pikmin through walls, there's sequence breaking. It's really, really good. So I kind of like it as the opener. I think I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, Limey, but I think sometimes with an opener, it's like you kind of want to pick a game that doesn't have like the same level of incentive potential, because it's like kind of like you want to start off with something strong, but like can't necessarily like make incentives up out of thin air, right? And I feel like Pikmin is kind of in that perfect zone, because the reason they do the all parts run is that it is faster to get all the parts than it is to just get the 30 out of 35 and then
That's hilarious.
It's very funny. So it's like,
That's crazy.
and like outside of that, like Pikmin 1 is a very self-contained like experience in that way. So it's like you're seeing the whole game anyway. So it's like, what would an incentive add exactly, right? So
Yeah, I think it's a really good opener because the game itself has a lot of sauce. It's very easy for people on the outside to just kind of watch and kind of be entranced by.
Yeah.
But like you said, I don't think it like has any incentives that are like gonna have to close near the beginning, which is very big because they only have the pre-show, which is half an hour ish, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's just like a saucy enough run to get people watching, and then they kind of get into like the real like meat, the real like soup with like the rest
Rabbits
of
go
like,
home.
Sunday. Rabbits go home.
I'm so
excited.
Dude, Rabbids is sick.
I'm gonna be so annoying on the back couch.
Great.
Dude, I'm also
I'm
gonna
just
be annoying on the
realizing
back
I've
couch.
never mentioned what games I submitted.
Oh yeah.
I
go
was
for
going
it.
to say,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I submitted, like Jaxler said, Quake. I did easy 100% co-op, and then there's like, because in the remaster they have add-ons. They have a remake of Quake 64 in the add-ons, and I submitted that like any percent and then all secrets, and none of that got in. Rocky Gaki obviously got in. Submitted Monkey Ball Touch and Roll, and that didn't get in because they only take like a marble roller every event, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Shouts to peace.
I submitted Hellskate, and they didn't even take like any sports games this time, which is interesting.
That is a little strange.
Interesting.
Yeah.
To
And
be
then,
fair, I didn't even know they took sports games, so that's news to me.
They took.
I didn't know
a
that
game
existed.
They took tape to tape. At,
Yeah.
and usually when they mean sports games, it kind of just is like the Tony Hawk zone.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, or like the snowboarding zone. But it's like
Or Ken Griffey Jr. baseball.
that's a dog. That's
NBA
dog.
2K24
That's the dog zone.
My player.
Oh god.
But yeah, and then the closer, which I have some thoughts about, but the closer is Super Metroid.
Mario. Oh.
No, it's Super Metroid with the map randomizer.
Yeah.
I will
map
hold my tongue for the
randomizer.
moment, and Yeah. So basically,
That's
like
kind of
every loading
odd.
zone takes you to a different room than it should.
I think having a
I think
randomizer
the concept
is
of doing
go
that.
ahead.
I think the concept of doing that compared to just like any percent again is like really cool, especially because it's all the players that are doing it are really good, and I've had a couple of them on Hotfix before do it. I think it's super chill, but it's
Yeah.
like the closer really.
Yeah.
I just think it's weird that like you have a randomizer as the ending. That to me, I feel like you should have like a run.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, run.
I feel like a bingo or a rando. I feel like that's better for like
Yeah.
mid, like
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But I feel like as a closer, you want like an actual like run. But like, I don't know the history of like their closers or whatever because I'm not like super deep in the weeds or anything.
And with closers
Yeah,
too,
same.
you usually have like a good incentive of like something extra content to see if it gets met.
Oh, that's
But
true.
Super Metroids is save
Yeah.
and kill the animals, which again, that the reason they always take it is because
Animal pandering.
well,
Throw back to last episode.
Yeah, but the other thing is save versus kill prints money. Like it just
That is
prints
true.
money for charity.
Yeah.
But it's like if you want it to print money for charity, I feel like you have it as the second to last run, so that it's like you have it. You have not only that bid war, but then it can also potentially whatever milestone incentive they want to meet for the end, so that we see new content in like a finale run.
True.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, and the other thing too is with a map rando, like as a finale, I feel like it might be harder to read as a spectator. If that.
Oh,
makes sense.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would-
especially
I
if you
would
don't know
agree
anything
with
about the
that.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, most people know something about Super Metroid at this point, especially if they've tuned in GDQ.
I played the game. I know nothing about it. I'll be so real.
That's fair. That doesn't surprise me.
I
Coming
played it
from you,
recently too. I played it in like
specifically you.
2020. Like it's not even that long
Yeah.
ago.
See, like I almost would have taken Metroid Prime, the race for that as the closer. Honestly, the inbounds race.
Yeah.
Oh, that would've
I think
been an
that'd be a
interesting
really
closer.
good closer. Yeah, especially because out of bounds, I think as an outsider is like pretty hard to read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is inbounds, so it's like,
Yeah.
and it's about an hour and a half, you know. So it's the same length really as almost probably the same length as the Metroid map randomizer. I don't know if they're trying to avoid really long or really short finales anymore because, like Final Fantasy, what was it, 5 or 4 was like
FF5 Pixel
Yeah.
Remaster, I think.
Yeah, it was like what 4 or 5 hours. I mean, it didn't help that the guy messed up a menu and then they had to reroute the whole game like halfway through the run during the AGDQ 2024 run. But that at least left more time for donations.
Right.
So there's that. I mean, other than that, I don't really know what else I would have picked as maybe like I'm not really Liza P 80% glitchless, and I think that is a like purely hype game. That's
I
that
feel like
Dave's done.
Liza P is super like as a run kind of overrated.
Damn.
There is some cool
Yeah.
like
It
out of
has
bounds tech with it,
sure.
but glitchless, I'm not sure I'm sold on watching that route.
Yeah.
I do think the game is pretty good though.
I think even one of the Zelda games could have been a better closer, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Like you could have ended on Ocarina of Time, no logic, and then had a glitch exhibition incentive, and it was
True. Bangers.
just print
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, that is
Ooh,
bangers.
bangers.
Print money, you know, like
I like printing money.
I also
What I
like
do at the
printing
store
money
every day. I mean,
for your own
probably shouldn't say
nefarious
that on the
gains.
public record, but you know what? Fair enough.
It's fine.
this isn't public. This is
Yeah.
YouTube.
I am inclined to agree.
I'm not so sure about that.
Fair enough.
I don't
I
think you
suppose.
know anything, actually.
I guess to talk a bit more. Is this like the full like list, or is like the second submission thing, or like
Well,
how does
second
that
submission
work?
still gotta happen.
This is without second submissions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
there's every
know.
Second submission.
I don't know if it's
sorry.
anywhere. I don't know how specific I should be, but there is like a good amount of like second submission period stuff like allotted for like in the schedule. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
That
sure
does
they're
make
just expecting
sense.
some stuff which is totally understandable. But
so I have
other
a
than
question
that, like
about
yeah.
like the second submission. Like, what is like the parameters on that? And really, what I'm asking is Shadow going to be in?
Yeah. Shadow.
I don't want to say
for
yes,
second
but
submission.
I mean it's
probably got
likely.
it's got a very strong yeah, like that game along with like Silent Hill 2 remake. If somebody
I think
submit,
like the
I
embargo's
assume
still going on,
people
which is
will-
why I'm asking. I'm like, it seems like
I mean, people are still
that
running
doesn't stop
it.
people from running the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you don't have to
Yeah.
have the leaderboard up for people to submit.
I mean,
The
I know
leaderboard's going to be
so.
up before the submission period, before second submission period starts. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else was there that came out like real
Echoes of
recently?
Wisdom is
'Cause
probably the
Echoes
other
of
big
Wisdom.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Echoes of
true.
Wisdom, because it didn't get
Yeah.
in the normal. So
Yeah, so they're probably going to say that, and especially the any percent run got really short.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's probably
Like
just
30 some
congratulations
minutes.
to the
Yeah.
Zelda community for yet another inclusion in the schedule.
This
I mean,
guy is
day that
not
they're-
salty, by the way,
The,
everyone.
the day
So
that
happy
their
about it.
games stop
it's
printing
just some
money.
communities just get fed, you know. It's like
Yeah.
I will say though,
And Jax wants
this
to be
schedule,
fed.
and well, you know, I
Jax
think
is hungry.
Jax needs a
we'll
feeder.
talk-
Oh god.
Jaxler
these
might be a
motherfuckers.
munch. I'm not sure.
I am no such.
Oh god.
No such instances. But I will
You
say,
wouldn't even be saying that if I didn't have to explain to you what like a munch was recently. Okay?
yeah, you did have to explain that to me recently.
That's crazy.
It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. But I guess just more so, like, I'm really happy with this list in terms of representation for underrepresented games. Like, there's a lot of, you know, I'll go into some of my, like, key favorites that I'm really excited for in a bit, but, like, there's a lot of good licensed rep in here, actually, which you don't...
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Which you don't always get, because it's, like, it's not Mario, it's not Zelda, you know, it's...
Woohoo!
Hard. But that's, like, kind of the nice thing with some of these new committee members that we've gotten, is, like, they have, like, a better... I feel like for the ones who got accepted have, like, a really good pulse on some of that stuff. So it's, like...
Sometimes it's not even about pulse, right? It is just about variety of taste as well. And it
Yeah.
is,
Oh, definitely.
you know, to some extent, like what people are willing to go to bat for, you know, because if somebody just has different tastes than everybody else, they're going to go to bat for stuff that might actually just get looked over otherwise. And all it really takes sometimes is just one person in the room going like, this run looks kind of sick. Like,
Yeah.
can we look at this? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, especially because I don't expect them to look at every single run that's submitted because
0%.
yeah, there's
no
just
way they look at every
so
run.
much, and like even though like they're getting paid to do it, it's still a lot of work when they have other stuff they should be doing for the event. Like
It's not even that. It's
They're
a
all
lot
doing
of
playing
work
stuff
and
as well.
kind of a constrained amount of time, right? It's not
Oh,
even
definitely,
It's not
yeah.
even like, oh, hey, we're opening up submissions for like GDQ. Here's like 6 months. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
here's 2. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, get it done. And it's like, we have 15 million submissions, and like at least 20% of them are probably just absolute dog shit. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Well,
are you really going to be
the other
watching
thing-
those? Like, I don't know.
because
The thing that's
I
hard
was
to-
on committee for disaster relief, and that was difficult because like it was only open for like what, like 2 days,
2 days.
3 days,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had like over 600 hours of submissions. Like we're not going to be able to look at all this. We have to get out a games list in the next day and like work on a schedule. Like it is
my God.
unrealistic. I can't imagine doing that for like a mainline. Like it's
Dude,
awful.
There's at least like tens of thousands of hours, right? Submitted
Yeah.
every
Absolutely.
every.
And that's the hard
every
thing
event,
too, is
yeah.
like, and that people don't understand when they submit is like you can do everything right and just not get
correct.
in just
Yeah.
because they don't have room for it on the schedule.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And that's
why
a
I
lot of the
always-
feedback that they give, and a lot of people get mad at that. And it's like, don't be mad at that. That's like
No.
you probably
The
got
best
past
feedback.
like first cuts or something. Like
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, that means you did the right thing, and you should keep doing it, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I guess now, so I kind of want to move into Limy. I'll start with you since you're our guest. But are there any like specific like games or runs on the schedule that like you're super excited for, or that maybe that you're participating in some way, like commentary or anything like that?
I honestly don't even know what I'm commentating yet. I'm gonna be so for real. I know I'm commentating the new Puyo game because Peace got that in. I'm actually just so excited that he got that in because it's pretty cool. It's like the first Puyo game in a while. And then also not to like bat for my Doug because he doesn't totally need it, but Brian Otto got COD 4 in. And,
Yeah.
like, that's
yeah.
awesome. I I love that run. It's so cool. I wish I enjoyed playing the run, but like watching it is just like actually so cool.
For people who don't know, COD 4, I think it's modified source, right?
Yeah. So COD, like the older COD games, are all, what is it? So it goes from Quake to Gold Source to a modified Gold Source to a modified that one to get to where COD is.
Yeah.
Jeez. So it has a lot of like that sauce, but it's like so different.
Yeah, it's got a lot of movement sauce, but it's its own flavor, right? Because of the adjustments. And so it's like you think it's like, oh, it's COD 4, you're just gonna be shooting people to
Yeah, no, there's some tech in that game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tech in that game. It was actually in the PAX West event. Brian did.
I remember that, because you were on.
I was on commentary
couch.
for that, and like watching that all in motion is like so sick.
It's genuinely so cool.
Yeah.
Also, I think the Pokemon rep is good, which I don't anticipate a lot of people like. Yeah. It's LGPE, and I'm pretty sure it's a bid war between Pikachu and Eevee, which also just prints money. And then it's Omega Ruby versus Alpha Sapphire, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds
which,
bad. All right.
Which they finally took Corvame for, which I'm glad because. Like,
I'm happy about that. And then obviously Pego got it. I'm very excited about that. And Plants vs Zombies got it in as a backup. I'm so excited about that. You have genuinely no idea about how excited I am. I popped off for that more than I popped off for my own run. And it's not even on the main schedule.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a leaderboard mod for that game. I'm like a super mod for that game. I love Plants vs Zombies so much, and I'm happy that they are acknowledging it. And then obviously, Rabbids I think is cool. I'm just skimming the list. Banana Rumble got in. That game is so saucy.
That's P's game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that P's or is that someone else?
No,
it's Helix and Moose might use
Okay, Helix. Okay.
Yeah. It got in as a race, which I was surprised about.
Didn't P's get in?
Puyo.
Yeah, Puyo Puzzle Pop.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Everything else is cool, but I don't care as much about it.
Damn.
That's like my view that like
that shit.
Ouch.
Nah.
Oh, damn.
He said, I'm not excited for that shit. I don't know.
I
mean,
I
like,
don't watch movies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's cool.
Especially SpongeBob movie. I would never watch that shit. That's for sure.
What the fuck? I was.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh yeah, and then I forgot.
Mons,
Also,
break his ankles.
New Vegas, all fucking. I think that's chill.
Yeah.
I think it's not chill that it's sub 18 now, but I think the run is chill. Other than that, I don't have shit.
That run's really cool too because like there are characters in that game that you can't romance unless you're like a certain like gender because some characters are straight, some are not. So they do a glitch.
Hey, it's just like real life.
Yeah, no, they do it. Well, in real life, do they change their gender mid-run via a glitch just to be able to fuck all the rest?
They kind of question mark.
Well, I was gonna say gender fluid.
Yeah,
weren't we? We were literally talking about pronoun counterpicking in a call earlier, right before this.
in the Catholicism zone.
Yeah, I got a pocket he they. But that's one of the bonus games. They didn't really take all that many bonus games, which I kind of appreciate because I don't know. I think the bonus games thing is a little cringe.
All right, Jaxler, what are you excited about? You've been chomping at the bit. You just want to go, man. Just go. Just go.
Yeah.
Just go. Dude,
I mean, eventually Cole will have to say something. But we'll let it. We'll let it rot.
Just chilling this episode, bro.
Exactly, bro. I'm just like I'm just gonna let these guys talk.
We're letting people cook.
You're lucky because I like yapping.
Yeah. So there's one game on the schedule that is probably more important to me that got on than Rabbids, and that is, as Nestani joked,
SpongeBob
SquarePants movie, which
is that his first time in GDQ?
It is his first time in GDQ.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's been submitted since like 2013. So it's like, yeah. Wow. But I think I mentioned this on the pod before, but like there were kind of like my big 3 games that I needed to have be at a GDQ before I died. 1 was Neopets, 2 was Chibi Robo, and then 3rd is SpongeBob movie. So this
he got 2 out of 3. Call him Thanos, bro.
Yeah. I'll take it,
Got the rings on him.
You know, in some ways, I am a little mad that I let Limy convince me to do Quake, because I was gonna originally submit Movie as my 5th, but I don't think that would have taken me anyway. Because
doesn't Bubble have a better time?
Way better time. He's top 3.
Oh, okay.
I'm top 10, which is not bad, but it's not close enough.
But it's not top 3.
And it's not top 3 and he's like...
that sounded ruder than I meant it. I did not mean it like that.
You're good.
I think you should be meaner.
Oh, okay. You're not fucking top 3. Get on the shit.
Fuck, bro.
Get off the sticks, bro.
Me personally, I'm top 3 in everything I do. I run 2 games, by the way.
I was gonna say you run a few games.
Not Neopets, bro.
Actually, let's
Fire Emblem. Let's go.
Actually,
there's 4 runners, by the way.
I was gonna say third out of 4. Yeah.
3 out of 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would never be caught dead being a Fire Emblem fan, so you're braver than I am.
Oh shit.
So
well, here's the thing: is that the newer Fire Emblem games are kind of the older ones are gas. That's all I have to say.
That's fair.
We don't talk about the 3DS era, and we don't talk about fucking Toothbrush Engage. All right, we just ignore all that. We ignore
Colgate.
3 houses, the Pinnacle, and then like Radiant Dawn and everything else before that. Everything else in between. Anyway, go ahead, Jax.
Yeah, I was just for some just like a couple runs that I'm excited for that aren't my own or that I'm like super involved in. Maxi Love's finally got Shenmue in.
Yeah, that's
like insane. Because like Shenmue
7 years in the making.
7 years in the making.
Oh wait, I have one real quick. Shredberg.
Oh yeah, Shredberg.
Let's go Shredberg. Super Meat Boy.
I get to see Shredberg again, so that's cool. He's doing Super Meat Boy again. So he's like, I always laugh whenever it's like Shredberg gets Super Meat Boy in again, because he always talks about, he's like, oh, I wish I had another like speed game to work on, but he's like, every time I try speedrunning something else, it just makes me want to play Meat Boy, and I'm like, damn.
He
plays something else, and he just
I can relate, man. I can relate.
He just wants to keep playing with his meat every time he tries to play with anything else.
Yeah,
understandable.
Especially on Erection Day, you know, he's just got to be playing with that meat.
Yeah.
Wake up, slay America.
I also want to shout out friend of the people, Bobby, getting Resident Evil Deadly Silence in.
Oh yeah.
That's like the
Limy said, "Wake up, slay America."
So I'm gonna be accepting my permanent spot in the mail.
Yeah.
Soon enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I also got a shout out Ratchet and Clank 2 max % getting in with Zem. We haven't had Zem run out of GDQ in forever.
Nice.
He is just a great entertainer, and he's doing cool. He's doing a really good category in a bonkers ass speed game, which is Rack 2. That game is Schmovement, and it's just 3 hours of Schmovement.
I like Rack 2 as well. I like 2 racks.
I thought you were going to say
Wait till you hear
Rack.
about Rack 3. Holy shit.
I thought you were going to say Rack 2. Honest to God.
Hey, I like 3 racks too. Hey, bring them out. Hey, the more racks, the better for me. I don't know.
The more the merrier.
Total recall.
One more that I'll bring up briefly that I'll mention before I probably toss off to like Cosmic or something is they are doing the finals of the PS1 Mystery Tournament as a 1 hour segment. For those who don't know, there is a tradition every AGDQ of a PS1 Mystery Tournament where they just have a big like sleeved binder of PS1 like PvP games, like fighting games, puzzle games, the most weird, obscure. They got like Japanese exclusive shit too, and it's just you versus someone else in a blind 1v1.
They got Evil Zone.
Oh, that is in the pool.
That is in the pool.
It is possible. I got a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fighting game once. That was really
hell yes. Is that Fight for the Future?
I think so.
If it's Fight for the Future, that game is tight. I think there's
but I got fucked up because I don't know how to play
I think there's a fucked up thing in that game where Dio can time stop as a round's ending, so it prevents your health from refilling. So in the next round, he can just kill you like immediately.
That's so fucked up.
I'm rather certain that's in that game. It's the JoJo fighting games are so fucking good. Like they're fucked up, but they're very fucking good. Like there's just a ton of broken shit in those games. It's great.
Oh my god. So Cosmic, what do you see on the schedule that's got you excited?
Well, first of all, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is by my buddy Woody. He loves this game. He has wanted to represent a Final Fantasy at a GDQ forever. And he has like just kept running this game, been down on himself about the chance to get in. And I was like, look, bro, you just got to believe. Even if you don't believe, I believe in you. Just keep playing and just submit it. And then like the next day he woke up and he was like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, no, I told you. Like, you got this. Like
the power of friendship or whatever. Yeah.
It pretty much. Yeah. I mean, like he was just having a tough time with the game, like trying to PB. And then he was like, man, why am I putting time into this? And like, we stopped routing Death by Degrees for a while because he really wanted to focus like all of his attention on this game just to maximize his chances at getting in. So I'm glad it paid off for him. It's basically going to be like a dream come true for him to represent, because Final Fantasy VII Remake was his first speed game. So to get the chance to run Rebirth is going to be huge for him. What else is there? PMC Trilogy getting G Savior in.
Yeah.
My fellow PS2 6 out of 10 aficionado, you know.
PMC the GOAT.
Games that get a 60 on Metacritic. We love those. So I'm probably gonna be on couch for that. G Savior is a Gundam game, obviously, and it's a pretty straightforward game, sort of like the Van Helsing run, but I think it'll be a good, fun, hilarious time for a good 30 minutes or so. What else is in here? There was Superman 64. The Superman 64 run. I remember watching Headstrong run this at like one of the first GDQs I watched.
It was GDQ 19.
Something like that, yeah. And that run is
18. Sorry.
That run is tight. Like it is. I told my stream the other day, I was like, that is required reading if you want to keep watching my stream. Like you need to tune in for this game.
It's such a good run.
Yeah, it's so good and it's just hilarious. What else is there? I mean, for backup, like there's Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. I remember playing this game a lot as a kid, and I forgot how good the movement was in it.
It's a Hulk game with movement. So
yeah,
it's like, I think is it made by the same people who made Spider-Man 2?
I'd actually have to take a look, but I would probably know once I saw
classic,
it.
Like Marvel game category of like Spider-Man 2, where it's just like, this has no business being this good.
That's pretty much how I feel about it. Yeah, it's sort of like Ghost Rider in that era was also a super sick game. Unfortunately, the run is not great because the movement can also chain into itself and then deal the most damage in the game. So you just sort of shoulder tackle everything for an hour and a half. But what can you do?
Yeah.
Let's see here. It was Radical Entertainment that developed this game.
Okay.
And so they did like Simpsons Road Rage. They did Dark Summit. What else was there? Oh, they also did Crash Tag Team Racing, Crash of the Titans, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they also did Prototype 2. So they've been around.
Speaking of Crash, they didn't take any Crash from main schedule. They took Crash to Insanity on backup.
The Crash stocks are low, bro. Like
Crash. If you haven't seen Crash Twins, just trust me, just watch it. It's so funny. It's so good.
It's great. Yeah.
It's peak.
Oh yeah, the original Yakuza actually made it in. I assume
interesting.
That maybe this is purely an assumption, and again, Limy, you don't have to confirm or deny.
But
you could. But the Like a Dragon TV show came out, and I believe it follows the plot of this game.
I don't know.
Okay, so there you go. So I deny.
I don't pay attention to this fuck ass game, bro.
That's fair. Yeah.
I don't give a shit about Yakuza. I can be so for real.
That's fair. So I played through this game recently, and I assume that Big No-No is going to make this game look a lot easier and control a lot better than it does, because the targeting in that game is dog shit. So, and the turnaround time in that game, like, I remember aiming my analog stick in the opposite direction that Kiryu was facing, and then hitting punch, and he just punched in the direction he was already facing instead of the direction that I had aimed him in.
Of course.
And I died And I died a bunch in that game because of shit like that, and also because the evades in that game are also bad. But
skill issue.
I'm sure it was quite a skill issue. Yeah, that was definitely a skill issue. That the guns in that game are hit scan, and the evade doesn't have proper iframes on it. Great. Anyway, I assume that this will be a good run. It's an interesting one because of the game. Like, they're going to be playing on the Japanese PS3 version, which the PS3 version of that game only came out in Japan. So it's going to be a little different, I think, than what people are used to seeing if they played the game on PS2. On PS2, the game actually loads per screen, like when it loads in more of the city, which is strange. But on PS3, that just doesn't happen. I'm interested to see kind of what they abuse, because there is like a gut punch that you can delay, so it has more tracking on it in order to like stun lock enemies. I'm interested to see how they deal with some of the grosser fights in that game. It is going to be pretty straightforward, I think, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. What else is there? There was like one more thing that I really wanted to mention. Other than there was like Resident Evil Survivor, where if you don't look at enemies, they don't aggro or something, but or if it's like if you stare at a wall.
They took two really unconventional Resident Evil picks. They took Resident Evil Survivor, which apparently is dog shit, from what I understand.
Look, man, Resident Evil Dead Aim's time is coming. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Also known
Deadly
as
Silence, which
Deadly
is just
Silence, dude.
DS game with a PC port. It's
so fucking good, dude.
It's so fucking funny.
Also, after you're done, I have one more that I want to mention that I forgot about to mention.
Okay.
Yeah. So
go for it on this Cosmic.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, I don't think that people realize that the bouncer run that Ecdysis got in on backup is not the main category. It's an alternate character. So
interesting.
I would be interested to see, because there might be a submission that I'm working on for next event that might solve this, so to speak. And that would be like a 3-way race of all the characters. Asaka wants to call
a 3-way. Sheesh.
Asaka wants to call it "get this shit done %," but I'm like, get this shit over with %. But I was like, I don't know how that'll go over. So, but I will say that I'm looking at sort of the vision on some of these things, and I don't know where I'm gonna fit in, bro. This is just like a total aside. I'm like, am I gonna be preluding horror? Am I gonna be preluding Castlevania? Am I going to be part of a license block? It's weird. Go ahead though, Limy. I'm done ranting.
No, you're good.
He's not done ranting. He'll start again.
All right. Yeah. Listen, Nestani.
We have a habit of running away with the conversation on this podcast.
Hey, I'm just saying. Sometimes we need this guy to just keep ranting about nothing. All right.
It's true. Yeah.
I think Frogun Encore is gonna be a generational run. I'm so sad it's online, but I mean, it got in, and I'm so excited for that. I wish the completionist category got in, but any person is still really good in that game. It is so fast. It's such a good 3D platformer.
Yeah. I am a little surprised that they're still taking online submissions. I think that's a little surprising.
They took a lot more this GDQ than they did last time.
Really? That's interesting, because I feel like the more out we go from COVID, the less I would see that happening. But
I think it's really reasonable.
But I also think it's cool
they have it split up in a really easy way.
What do you mean?
True.
Where it's just they can just take over one overnight with just
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
and,
that's
really
easy at that point.
Yeah.
Team Tech can sleep.
Okay. I also think it's cool just so that EU people can get in, specifically.
Yeah.
And it's really big for Japanese runners as well.
That's true.
Pretty much anyone outside of the fucking US, right? It's just good.
Or you can't travel into the US really easily as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot that Froob got grief syndrome in, which is his first. It's his first ever speed game, so I'm gonna get to see Froob again, and that's awesome.
Woo, I feel like I hung out with you and Froob a decent bit at the start of one GDQ in particular. I think it was last day GDQ.
It probably was. Yeah.
I want to hang out with Froob more because he's really cool.
He's a good dude. Yeah.
There are a couple other runs I wanted to mention too. I can't even believe I forgot to mention this one. They took Crazy Taxi with a live backing band. Oh, that is going to be unreal. So the story behind this, they have not been able to get the game Crazy Taxi in because it has copyrighted
licensed music
from like The Offspring and like a couple other bands. What they're doing instead, I guess, is they're turning off the in-game music and just replacing it with a live backing band at GDQ.
No, it's so
That's
impressive
insane.
too, because
What?
they have to like coordinate stopping and starting the songs with like the menuing in the game and stuff. So they're on top of it. I watched that submission video. It is really cool. On top of just like, that's a cover band playing like music from Crazy Taxi. It's cool. It's so cool. I'm so happy I got in. I didn't want anyone to talk about that because I didn't want to like get into it and then just like,
I totally forgot about it. Yeah, I totally forgot about it. I think that's one of the most innovative ways that I've seen somebody get around an issue with their
Like
game
that.
getting into an event.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
I
so
definitely
curious to see how they figure out how to get everything sounding good.
I also just
That's gonna be the levels there are gonna be tough. Yeah. Yo, Nestani, you
The
trying?
production guy here has something to say.
I was gonna say, Nestani, you trying to come to AGDQ 2025?
No, bro. There's no, I have no faith in them. That's all I have to say. But maybe I'll be wrong.
Damn.
Maybe not no faith.
I've seen the people who they have on for getting this working, and I have faith.
My thing is, I think it's just different from what the normal GDQ people run, because you're miking a completely different thing. So it's just different.
Yeah.
But if they know what they're doing in general, like they have previous experience, it doesn't really matter. The thing is, I don't know anything about these people. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it would be a mix of like the band's hardware, and then would go into GDQ stuff, and then it should work fine, and they just mix it well. And I think at that point
there's
it's
a
like
lot
fine.
of assumptions in that whole chain.
Yeah.
there's so many things that can go wrong. It's like it's either going to go
there's like,
really
you need
well,
the space on the stage,
or it's going to go
like,
really
okay.
bad. It's like one of the
so
two.
curious.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
Look, I'm here for the chaos,
it's
man.
either gonna be like,
It'll be
all
all
right,
right.
fuck it, one condenser mic in the center, just fuck it, or it's gonna
good
sound
luck.
good. Yeah, it's gonna be a good
Yeah.
luck, or it's gonna be good. I don't see it being anywhere in between. You know.
I mean, yeah. From the conversations I've seen so far, as like also a production guy, I have faith.
That's good.
I just like making fun of it.
Either way, I think. I mean, I think that like either way, live is at least gonna be cool.
I have faith in myself.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not doing shit at GDQ, man.
I also just want to shout out. There's a couple of people on the schedule that
This guy's shout outs
Or, like,
never end.
first-
By the way, have you all noticed
It-
this?
it- it never
It's
ends.
classic.
Yo,
I knew this was gonna
Bloodthunder
happen.
with
Two
Bloodthunder
games?
with Tomb Raider
Again?
with Tomb Raider 2013.
Oh, I was gonna mention that one. Actually.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider 2013 is a fucking hilarious run.
Yeah,
because you just like
crazy.
get Laura to jump off a cliff and ride a wall, and then she just starts falling upwards. It's really
Yeah.
funny. It's
Yeah.
really
That's
funny.
kinda dope.
It's a
Bloodthunder
hard
is-
run too, so it's just
Bloodthunder is quickly speedrunning his way to having as many GDQ runs as he does years on this earth as well.
yeah.
Christ.
He has
That guy's an
a
animal.
run in, and then he also has a run on backup, which is Amnesia the Bunker, which is also a hilarious run. Every category of that game is pretty funny. So I think he's nearing 30 at this
Jesus
point.
Christ.
Both in years on this earth and GDQ runs. I think he's already 30, or maybe he's 31. But yeah.
No,
For real,
that guy's a
speedrun
beast, dude.
warlord.
I'm like, that's
He's
crazy.
Oh yeah.
I wish I liked that many games because I just fucking don't.
Yeah, you don't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I remember Brosif yelling at him one event and being like, "You sir make our job so difficult." Like, because he always has just 5 like
Really good fucking
banger submissions.
Like 5
Yeah,
10 out of 10s, yeah.
yeah, 5 banger submissions all the time.
It's like,
And
what
he's
were
just
you supposed
like-
to
We
do?
were
Not
having
take
a
you in? Like,
conversation
goddamn.
like that because Dane always does like a schedule overview show on his channel, and like he had me, Brosif, and then I want to say, was it PMC? I don't remember, but like that was something that Brosif said as well, is that like there's a couple, like BT is one of them who's just like cracked the code on like figuring out how to find 5 good
Submissions,
like,
yeah.
just good shit.
So he ends up competing against himself most of the
Exactly.
time in terms of what gets in. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
remember him saying to me
Endless
like
well.
he was like, because he was like, "Do you want a room together? I'll go if I get a run in." And I'm thinking to myself, "All right, well, I guess we're gonna be rooming together then because he's definitely getting in." And then he got 2 runs in, like one main line and one backup, and I'm like, he's double in now.
Yeah. It's like walking up to Jackson and being like, Jackson's like, "Oh, I'll go if I get in." Like we all know he's probably getting in.
Yeah.
I didn't get in the GDQX, so I didn't go. But anyway.
True.
I can't believe that. I'm gonna just put that out there. I can't believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was literally Brian of all people said that, and Brian. I don't think Brian was committee for that event.
Brian was not committee for that.
Yeah, but Brian is like still committee, broadly speaking. So it's like
Yeah.
But that schedule was dog shit, so we didn't need to talk about it.
Woo!
I want to shout out a friend.
Spicy.
Guys, breaking news: Jax is going to get into GDQ less now.
Shit!
I can't believe
He broke
the
his own
podcast is
code.
killing your chances.
It's time for me to kill myself. Nah.
What were you saying, Limey, before I derailed you?
I don't even remember. It's show.
All right,
Yeah.
sick.
I
Jaxler.
can shout out someone on Limey's behalf because he's a friend of both of ours. Kuro got flushed away in, which I'm very excited about.
And the tactical RPG, I can't ever remember the name of.
Yeah,
Unicorn Overload.
But
Yeah,
I'm a lot more
Overload.
excited about Flushed Away because that game's fire.
I cannot believe Flushed Away got in.
Really?
I can't, because I thought he was only gonna get in
With Unicorn
the
Overlord?
TRPG. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was just gonna be.
Oh,
that.
I see. Okay. From that perspective, I understand what you're saying. I was
Yeah.
just saying, like, I think Flushed Away was going to happen at some point. I'm just glad it happened sooner rather than later because Flushed
Yeah.
Away is fire. It's just.
I'm happy it got
forgot this
into
even
this
Like,
one.
why does the British rat cook like that? It's not fair. Like,
Yeah,
British people aren't allowed to have schmoozing. It's not fair.
British people aren't allowed to
Like,
cook.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
is
well,
also true.
Their food has proven that, yes,
Yep.
time and time again.
I keep being subjected to like British food on Twitter, and I
Ew.
don't like it.
Why?
Like sometimes I wish it wasn't X like the everything app. I wish it was
Yeah.
like X the most things app.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
everything
crazy.
except for like British food and like British people and like Europe.
British culture. And
Yeah.
Yeah, like fucking
And, like
British.
Nando's can stay.
Nando's-
Nando's can stay.
Nando's can stay.
Hey, fair enough.
Hey, Fruit's British. I don't want Froob to go away.
Okay, and
We're
fruit is chill too,
reclaiming
fruit is
him.
chill too.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he's now honorary
He can be, like, Australian
American.
or something.
He's
Yeah.
a
Okay,
legal
yeah,
immigrant.
fair enough.
Okay, he's a legal immigrant.
Wall out him.
He gets like the immigration pass.
We're giving him the green card, you know.
Yeah.
So is that?
So I
Getting
need
married
to-
to someone.
I need to ask everyone in the call a very important question. Are you team Dandy and Randy or Dumpy and Bumpy?
I don't know what the fuck you
There's
just
a
said.
big
I
war.
don't know
What?
if
Dude, you're
Dumpy
speaking
is
There's
another
a big
language.
war. There's a big war between the games Dandy and Randy and Dumpy and Bumpy. And so I need to know where people
Dumpy.
stand.
Well,
Are you
I
team-
like
Bumpy.
dumpies, so I guess I'll go for.
Yeah, I was about to
Dumpy.
say I'm a big dumpy guy. You know?
Yeah, I like some
Yeah,
booties,
yeah.
you know.
You-
Some,
Dan Cole's
mean,
just
yeah.
like, yeah, I got a big Dumpy. What about it?
Tall girls, tall girls with
Yeah.
big asses, man. You know.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a clip
Yeah.
from the Shadow game. By the way, podcast listeners, I actually did beat the Shadow game. Shocker to everyone on
Whoa,
ours.
you played a game casually.
Video game
Oh,
casually.
whoa.
But there's a scene in that, speaking of tall girls, where like Shadow and Maria are like holding hands, and Maria's like taller than him. I really wanted to take a picture
Dude,
and just be
I
like,
forgot
when she's
Shadow's
taller
like
than
3
me.
feet tall. Yeah. She's like 10, bro. Like that's
I know.
embarrassing.
It's so funny. That's what makes the screenshot so funny. I was just like, damn, when she's taller than you. While I was watching the cutscene, I couldn't pull out my phone fast enough. And we all go around and play
Imagine it was like Shadow the Hedgehog, right? And then like he's holding hands, right, with like a 6-foot like Latino woman, like a other guy. He's just like,
Oh God.
Are there any more games we wanted to talk about, or I mean, I can keep vamping until
F-Zero is cool. I'm happy F-Zero got in. I'm
Yeah,
surprised
F-Zero's
that
tight.
it's max
F-Zero.
speed for once. I'm
Yeah.
I'm hyped for that.
Not a big snaking guy.
I'm a huge snaking guy. Actually, I know like half the game with snaking, but I don't run it because it hurts my hand too much.
That's fair.
Yeah.
An airport for aliens currently run by dogs.
Yeah, that's just
As-
That's a
good.
silly run.
That's just good. Yeah, it's just a good silly run.
It's just
yeah.
It's just good vibes, and it's PMC, and we love PMC.
Do you guys know what's up with the Super Mario Bros. Wii any percent while playing piano? Like, does that mean he's controlling it with a piano?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
really? Oh,
it's like
shit.
through MIDI, but he's also like playing the piano, and a lot of the inputs are like mapped to like the MIDI keys.
Oh.
It was like really popular on TikTok. I think this is the same guy. I think it's like interesting.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll fuck with it. Because it actually takes talent to play the piano, as opposed to playing Mario, which doesn't take.
Listen,
This guy's Mario
and then
racism is
as
crazy.
a Wii, you have to like shake the Wiimote sometimes. Like I don't know.
His
It would be
racism
so
boner off
hard.
the charts, man. This is crazy. This guy hates Mario.
I
Prince Luigi has done it again.
I think Mario World is actually like pretty interesting. I'm happy that got in because it's two of my friends, but also like 96 is just cool. And
It's
I
a
will
good
always be
category.
cool with 96.
I will give the SMW people 96 exit. That one's
Plus it's two first timers, and they're both
First time
women.
chatters.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I think that's type.
Honestly, as a guy, who just watches GDQ kind of casually, I've never been to the event or anything. The only runs I'm excited for, I think, are just, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Bros, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
Fuck this.
Audio listeners.
Hey guys,
can't
I
describe
just
what
want to
Jackson-
say, I think Super Mario 64 is a cool game, and I like watching it.
I mean, fair enough.
I will say
You're
that
wrong,
with,
but fair enough.
in terms,
I think it's cool. I think the Mario 64 pick is cool only because it's like a button challenge task.
Yeah, that will
That's
be cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's true.
Wait,
yeah.
64
If it's gonna
and
be something that what?
is Super Mario 64 in the games list?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You're doing it's a task.
Is it just there every time? Like,
It's a
Not
task.
every time.
It's only a task. There's no
it's
like
a task.
other-
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ABC like showcase.
A B C D E F G.
The A button challenge.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he did alphabet. Sorry, that's an old reference.
But yeah,
that's
I mean,
that's a throwback.
listen, I'll watch you play, shopping cart simulator. I'll watch you play like Van Halen, and I'll watch you play some Van Halen. I am gonna watch Mario 64. That's what I do. I'm just a casual GQ watcher,
That's fair. I will say as well,
I'm gonna
be
do.
on the lookout for Awful Block. Awful Block
Awful
is
Block
like
is really good.
they took Big Rigs Over the Road Racing, which is like one of the worst games ever made, and they took 100%. And it's like a 5.5 minute run.
A 5-minute run is crazy.
I think the
That's
submitted estimate was
crazy.
4.5 minutes.
It's
5.5.
It's 5.5.
Oh, 5.5.
5.5,
My bad. My bad.
They
Yeah,
also
5.5
took,
minutes.
they took a game from King J called Golf with Your Grandma, which
Oh,
I've been
yeah, I
asked
saw
to make
that.
an appearance on for Couch.
Oh,
it's gonna
boy.
be like
If
me,
anybody-
Zem, and like Bird, I think.
Oh,
It is just
God.
gonna, it's gonna be
crazy.
like the Nightmare Blunt Rotation Couch, and I'm so stoked for it.
If anybody knows about
should
golfing
get
with their
all of you guys
grandmother.
after that run, and then we should just have a real Nightmare Blunt rotation.
You could do that.
Actually, is weed illegal in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I'd have
I'm
to
not
see.
trying to find out.
Probably.
Never mind.
Let me see here. Is recreational marijuana legal in Pennsylvania?
Okay, well,
I should know because I live right near this state, but it's fine.
Who cares? I live
Cannabis
right next to
in
Kentucky. I don't give a
Pennsylvania. Cannabis in Pennsylvania remains illegal. So,
That's
However,
lame. I think they
fuck.
should
You'll just have to
move
do
AGDQ.
fentanyl instead.
Yeah, I think that's
true.
Yeah,
Yes. If we go to Ohio,
shucks.
though, we're all right.
that's
honestly.
true. You could go to Ohio and get some meth.
What?
Yeah, come to Detroit.
Come to
Detroit.
Which
I'd
is-
rather kill
Come to
myself than get
Brazil.
shot,
Come to
like,
Brazil.
No, you do not come to Brazil. You go to Brazil.
Oh.
It's crazy
Well,
to me
I've come-
that like
Anyway.
You are sent to Brazil.
so it's
Back to where
crazy
you
to
came
me
from,
that
son.
that like every state surrounding Pennsylvania has apparently legalized recreational marijuana, including Delaware. Shout outs.
Shut us down.
Yeah, Cosmic's
Shout outs
actually
to
high right
Delaware.
now on this podcast.
I mean, I wish, but it's down a thing.
It'd be
So
so much more fun.
Damn.
I might. It's true. It's either I'll be more fun or I just won't talk like at all, and I'll just like
We'll
start
just be a
sleeping.
slave.
I'll just be asleep, bro.
I I think going nonverbal on the podcast is just chill. I don't know. Yeah. I think it'd be a vibe.
Hey, that's me and Cole. This basically the whole episode. So, you know.
I was about to say, that's kind of the whole thing. We've been playing the quiet game over here.
That's our job.
I think I should just get a group together for whatever GDQ most of the adjacent people to my friend group are in. And then just like have like a whippet circle and just like do whippets. And I think that's chill.
Don't do the fucking whippets. Jesus. I keep telling you not to do this.
I'm not going to do Galaxy Gas. I don't know what you want from me.
I don't want you to do any inhalants, period.
Well, you could do
what if I have asthma?
Circle.
Then take your fucking inhaler. But like, don't become Kanye West, okay?
It's my white impersonation. Are you all enjoying this?
Golden Freddy or whatever. It's chill.
A little bit, yeah.
I just want to, you know what I mean? Like,
not the Golden Freddy.
Oh
I don't know.
god.
Shout outs to Squirrel with a Gun for getting in. That's also an
Speaking of other things.
yeah,
speaking of getting the smoke, Squirrel with a gun.
that one is so funny.
It's just a funny game.
Do you guys know what's up with Titanic? I know that it's a backup game, but
so Titanic is
a backup for Awful Block.
Yeah,
I have not even thought about that game in like probably a decade at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I was so shocked to see that.
So I remember watching Marforia play that game casually, and it was hilarious. And I also remember recently watching Brian Otto on their stream talk about their picks for like what they were excited about for the event. And then they were like, fuck Titanic in particular, because there was one GDQ where I typed in tit because I was looking for Titanfall 2 to see if I got in. And it came up, and it was Titanic instead of Titanfall 2, and Titanfall 2 did not make it into that event. And they were like, fuck Titanic and fuck Amerlin for running it. And I was like, holy shit.
Oh, damn. Okay, I was just curious about that though, because I was like, damn, dude,
it's apparently it's just a funny game,
It's so shit, and that's why it belongs in Awful Block.
Yeah.
I am excited I will actually say that I am excited to see Wind Waker again, like Wind Waker any % by Linkus.
I've heard so much
it's a popular
like
game.
Mixed,
I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, I've heard so much mixed like reception on it, where it's like either, oh my god, Wind Waker is gonna be so cool. Or like Wind Waker, we've had Wind Waker so much, but like I'm pretty sure there's like a new route for it, which is like cool.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with the Wind Waker run specifically is that I think that Linkus just does a very good job of it, explaining everything and just making it very digestible and having a good showcase. I think that Linkus is one of those rare cases where he is concerned entirely with having a good showcase, whereas I think a lot of like new age runners or a lot of people that are new age to getting into GDQs are concerned more about having just a good run, and not necessarily that people understand why their run is cool. It's just they want to play well and then hope that it kind of translates in the commentary. But Linkus particularly does a very good job about just making sure that it's a good time. So I always like watching his stuff.
Yeah, I think that's like the difference between a lot of like okay or like moderately good like GDQ runners and like the generational ones where it's like we go back and watch this VOD like once a year. Just like if you have a good showcase and like the gameplay doesn't matter, you can do whatever
do people rewatch GDQ runs? Is that a thing?
I do sometimes.
Oh shit.
It is the difference between making that GDQ run something special or just another reset run that you're doing, right? You know, like if your idea is to just go out there and play just as best you can and that's really it, then to some extent it's like I get that people want to show their games and I totally respect that, but if you want people to show interest in the game moving forward, then you have to make sure that it's special in some way.
Yeah, because I just feel like just in general I feel like playing good isn't really that
not
anymore.
No.
Yeah, anymore. I feel like it's definitely like I don't know.
I think that
I was really
style
focused on playing good with Lunistus when I played, and like I was one mistake away from getting world record on the stage. But like even if I got world record on the stage, I think it would have been better if I was just more funny that run, which is why I like hard pivoted my entire style in the next GDQ run that I got in, because I was just like, I don't care. Also, I was playing Fire Emblem Six Stones. Fuck those people at the top, bro. They're like fucking Kirby. They're
mad good.
They're ridiculous. I cannot do that.
Yeah.
I know my place, and it's third. Okay, that's my place.
For those unaware, in Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, you basically just have to menu buffer everything, and then if you fuck up the inputs, you reset. So you have to do this before you visually confirm anything has happened.
Yeah.
So
and there's also
and that
a
is
delay
why people
because you're playing on a monitor and not on the actual Game Boy itself. It's fucked up. It's stupid. And
so if like an enemy, if you're redrawing something, you cannot visually confirm, like you're redrawing a path to an enemy 7 times.
You're basically
just
playing
have to
blindfolded almost.
Yeah.
Like you just have to know exactly what you're doing at all times, which like you could get there. However, I have a life. I have shit to do.
It's a lot. It's very high skill ceiling. Yeah.
I played that game for months,
something very
I
simple.
cried and quit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of crying and quitting, I'm gonna cry and quit this podcast now, everyone. That's gonna be it for the episode. I think here. We've done good, ladies. Unless you really had something you wanted to say, Cosmic. You look like you really want to say something.
Yeah.
So I'm
Not
gonna walk it
particularly.
back.
No, I lost the bag, so it's fine.
You lost the bag.
You lost the bag. You got fired.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh no, I didn't get fired.
here.
I'm actually doing really fucking well. I got only like 1 error because I thought that I clicked a box when I didn't in my first like month and a half of being on the floor. So like I'm doing the best out of all the new hires at the job. So that's pretty fucking sick. I thought I had 0 errors, and then they caught me like 2 weeks later on something, and I'm like, well, I definitely clicked that box, but sure, whatever. It's cool.
I think they're just making up shit. I think they.
I
want
think
to see
so
you fail.
too. It's
That's
fine.
crazy.
I think they're out to get
I think
you.
this is just like a long cut, and like they're trying to fire you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fucked up, but
It's
I'd see it
cool.
happen.
I'm gonna just reapply for some upward mobility in a few months, and then we'll be all right.
Hey, people have been saying this.
Hey.
You know the vibes.
Well, Limy, do you have anything you want to shout out? Where you are, where you're.
You got any pluggables? You got any pluggables to plug?
Yeah, you have any holes to plug?
I'm on X, the everything app, Limy_SR. I'm on Twitch, the live streaming app.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm losing this bit.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/Limy_SR. I have a show on GDQ Off X every other Friday. It's called Parallel Universe. I host it with Helix, if you know them. I assume it's a speedrunning contest podcast. Most people know Helix at this point. I don't know. I'm on Blue Sky, the alternative app.
Butterfly app.
Butterfly app. Yeah.
Limga, but like other than that, I don't got shit.
Not shit, damn.
Word up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. Does anyone have
Yeah, it was
anything
awesome.
like crazy going on other than the 3 of us who have runs that we got to go prep for?
Hell no. I ain't got shit.
Nope.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I'm just gonna be prepping for my run soon. I'll probably be doing my copy of Sengoku Basara 3 finally came in, so I'll probably be doing the first.
What does that mean?
Imagine if Dynasty Warriors were Devil May Cry. So
What the fuck does that mean?
it's a Mushu game with an actual combo system and like
What the
aerial
fuck does that
combos and
mean?
shit. Yeah.
You're going
All right,
further and further
Jaxler.
away from the
Bro, why are you
English
just saying
language.
words all the time? Like what?
There's some type
I
of
don't
word salad
speak
going
that.
on. I get it, but like,
To be fair, that's his job. His job is to say words, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
let
he's
me
here
just
to
go
do.
and get the cover real quick. Hold on.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching the podcast. Goodbye.